Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I want to take a moment and share some of my private life with you. I want to tell you why I stole $20,000. First, let me set it up. I am a social scientist. I graduated from a black college, probably a small black college down in Mississippi called Alcorn State University. Love that school. Haven't done anything for it in any other kind of way, but in my lifestyle. Not only that, I've worked for the federal government, Veterans Administration for a few years, worked for a couple of universities, one Mississippi Valley State University. I was a recruiter there, and at Bethel University in Minnesota, I was a dishwasher there. And served within the United States Navy, where I chose to walk out with a other than honorable separation because of what I'm trying to say to you today. And I've dealt with that, gone through a marriage, divorced, came and worked with some community organizations. But for the most part, for the past 40 years, I spent some time going out into the wilderness to learn a lesson. And that lesson, ladies and gentlemen, is this. I was a kid, teenager, and something happened to me to validate that there is God, a power that's invisible, that you can't see, can't touch, can't feel, and you can't even conjure it up in your imagination. And yet it is so powerful that when it does something, especially before you, no human being can ever imitate it, emulate it, or anything of such. And so that validates the fact that there's a power much more powerful than humankind. For me, that's what it did. And as I said, I'm a young teenager. Okay, there's a God. I've been hearing about it in church. I didn't see anybody really doing anything like Jesus. So I didn't know what that meant, except when I saw the 60s, I saw Dr. King doing some stuff, and they kind of connected it. It connected the words of the Bible with an action of the people that made things kind of make sense. And so I do know that the pain and suffering that was experiencing in the world, nobody was really standing against it. It was accepted. So for the most part, you thought that's maybe the way it's supposed to be. You don't know how to get it out of there. And so you go up, you go to school, you try to find out what's going on, you recognize what's going on. Then you still need some more time on your own, because this is a serious matter. And so the time comes when you are sent out into the wilderness to learn about all of the love that people talk about. You know what it means, how powerful it is. You really go out there, and God is sending you out there for a purpose. You don't really know what it is, but He asks you to keep a record of it. And you come back, and He asks you to title it American Christians. It really said American Christians on the road to hell. And I'm thinking, wow. But the evidence is with me. I just kept a diary. And what did I find out? That people talk about love, but when it comes down to really loving people and stuff like that, they have no idea. They got a pretentious form of love. They got something, a bandage kind of love. They don't try to fix anything. They don't try to resolve anything. They don't care about it continuing. It's like people who would say that they are against abortion. They're against abortion, that life is so important. They'll stand up and do anything. I'm for life. And as soon as a person is born, then what about them? They live in poverty, they live in crime, they get killed on the streets, all of these problems that come about. Why do they come about? They're not concerned about them. They're just pointing fingers and pointing fingers and pointing fingers. Don't care a thing about them after they're born. So that's a hypocrite. You know that. And so the world is nothing but a hypocrite. That's what American Christians on the road to hell is all about. The world is a hypocrite. America is a hypocrite. The church is a hypocrite. That's what it's all about. And so I learned that. But that was for a purpose. Now I'm supposed to come back and tell you God's plan that would eliminate all of your problems. The plans that you're on your knees praying for. Every day, God help me here, God help me there. Lord, I need you this, Lord, I need you that. And so the Lord says, hey, baby, your problem is in your own hand. You can fix it. You created it, you can fix it. And my job is to come and tell you you can fix it. Show you where you're screwing up at and showing you where you can fix it at. Telling you what it's all about according to God's love. That's what I come here for. Okay, now, I was telling you that. Videos, running for public office, violating some minor rules and regulations that would cause me to go to jail, doing all these stuff, putting it on video, telling you I'm going to jail. Because I want you to know, I'm trying to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to give you some information that can free you from this bondage. Okay. In the 90s, I believe it was in the 90s or something like that, I worked for Rothschild, or property management. Property management. I started, I started holding back money. I guess that's the way you can say it. And my purpose, as I went to my boss on a given day and told him that I had taken $20,000 and I needed to be arrested because I'd violated the rules. And they asked me why did I violate the rules. I told them I need the attention. And I needed to be arrested to start it. So we went down, and he was going to prefer charges against me. But on that day, I guess the fact that I was turning myself in, the policeman didn't feel like booking me that day. They asked me to come in a couple of days later. Isn't that something? So I went in a couple of days later. My boss and we went in a couple of days later. He filed a complaint. And then that process, the whole process started. Now, what was I doing, ladies and gentlemen? I am confident. I'm telling you, there's a power. That's called God. It's so fantastic. Responsible for everything. All of everything that exists. That power is responsible for. We're just instruments here. Just instruments. You can tell, man, my friends, you see how that virus comes through and people just dying? The body's just an instrument. The life is gone. We can't even do anything about it right now. Oh, the answer's there. But here it is. Everything that it takes to survive. We still got it. Those of us who are breathing. Those of us who haven't, well, some of us are dying right now from heart attacks and cancer and everything you can imagine, only because we've wasted our time jiving, wasted our time acting a fool. So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that there's a God that when you say you need your answers to your prayers, you need your needs, your desires and your wants all met, I'm telling you, it's right here in front of you. It's God, and it's you, and it's for all of us. Now, when I tell you, when I say I'm going to take this, I go to court, I know $20,000 should mean something to some of you. This guy out here trying to talk to us about a message such as this, who commits a crime such as that, and go there. All I want you to know is I'm real. I'm not jiving you. This is authentic. We are being had by evil. Evil runs this world. And I don't care how much love we think we got, we're evil. The pain and suffering, the taking of babies, and like Donald Trump right now in America, you see what Donald Trump is doing. And everybody who's not joining him know that he's evil. And the people who's joining him know that he's evil, but they don't give they don't care. But God does. God cares about those who are just like Donald Trump, because they're just as ignorant as everybody else. Even those of you who care are rejecting God's way. When I went there and said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, here I am. I'm telling you that everything I'm telling you is true. If you believe it, you can be free. If you reject it, I'm going to prison. And you rejected it. And I went to prison. And you missed all your blessings. And right now, 20 years later, after I was released from prison, 20 years later, when I was released from prison, I'm standing here, and you got a man who has proven to you he is as evil as can be. You got him up there running for office, for the presidency of the United States, and he even up there telling you he might not even give it up. You see what you have come to? Now can you understand why it was worth me taking $20,000 just to tell you that what I'm telling you is true? And here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. It is more evident than ever. But God ain't mad with you because you feeling the pain. You're feeling the suffering. This is what you brought on yourself. But the freedom is still right here, just like it was then. Just like it was in the beginning. It's right here. But you got to give up evil. And you got to do the right thing. And what is the right thing? The right thing is that you got to love God that you can't see. And you got to prove that you love God that you can't see by loving everybody else that is because of God. And if you can't do that, you are a lie. You are a darn liar. So that's why I stole $20,000 to tell you if you don't straighten up and do the right thing, it's because you are a damn liar. But you don't have to be that way. The opportunity is still there. All you got to do is change. Just start caring and say, no, we're not gonna allow it to happen anymore. We're gonna make sure that everybody got those resources that they need. If one person got some food, all Americans are gonna have some food. If one person got a place to stay, then all of the people in America are going to have a place to stay. We don't know right now how we're going to work it out, but we're going to work it out. If one person can go to school and have some education, then everybody in America is going to go to school and get an education. That's what we got to mean from the bottom of our hearts. If anybody got health care in America, then everybody in America got to have health care. We got to mean it from the bottom of our heart. Don't be playing. That's the way God is. Don't sit over here and sit over there and then argue with each other. No, we sit right here. We speak about the truth and you come with the truth or you are a damn liar. Plain and simple. You're a damn liar. But here it is right here. It's ready for you. You can go for it. I just thought I'd share with you, ladies and gentlemen, why I stole $20,000. And I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Until next time, goodbye.